Well, hello there everybody and welcome to today's video. I hope you're all doing well. In this one I'm going to talk to you about what is seemingly a very small change in the latest update to Jurassic World Evolution 2, but it's having a massive impact on the way I play the game, and it's a feature that I actually really hate. So let's begin. And before we get talking about this recent change, let me just say I have nothing against these free updates. In fact, I absolutely love all the bug fixes, the extra content, the DLC packs, everything. But just scrolling through the latest update notes, look at this, we're scrolling through lots of positive changes, lots and lots of positive changes actually. Now what we're looking for specifically is this one line here. You notice all the other changes, and this one. Fixed helicopters when transporting multiple dinosaurs, clipping into each other. Now let me explain what that means once I've loaded into the game. So I've just loaded up my Sauna Site B Jurassic Challenge map. I recently got a world record time set for this, but during this run is when I really noticed this new change bite really hard when I was transporting the T-Rexes over to this enclosure. Now, in the past, when you transported dinosaurs, the transport teams, no matter how close they got, would not actually stop. They would collide into each other, but they wouldn't do any damage or anything like that. I have not heard a single person complain about that. You don't even notice it unless you actually focus in on that. Yeah, every now and again the transport teams will just like clip through each other. It's not an issue, and it made for nice smooth gameplay that they did that. But I'm just going to set this going. Let's go for some compis, because you get a nice big batch of those. So I'll get back to you when these compis are ready and the transport team is ready to transport them. Okay then, so these compis are now ready to transport. Okay, I'm going to ignore everything else that's going on in the park because it's of no consequence. Okay, as you can see, the transport team's just dropping in a T-Rex there. That's all good, but I'm going to do a long haul transport of these compis released via airlift just to show you what I mean. Now if you was to space these apart, not too much of an issue, but there are circumstances where the enclosure is too small and you can't actually transport them all with a decent amount of space apart, right? So I'm just going to talk to you about a couple of things here which are an issue. So while the game's paused, I'm going to transport these really close together, and you'll see just how long and arduous this becomes. Okay, you'll see. I'm just setting them all to transport really close together. There are circumstances where that is unavoidable. Okay, so I'm going to do it 3 times. Now in the past, the transport teams would come, they'd literally pick them up. This works just when you trank in groups of dinosaurs as well, not just from the hatchery. Now that one will set off, the next one comes in, you see. So that's all good, right? Until it is time to actually move with the dinosaur. Okay, so as you'll see, it'll now wait. This is on triple speed, right? And as you can see on these big maps, look, that transport team will now wait with the queue of all the others. There's 9 compis to transport, right? I'm using compis as an example because you get a large batch of them. But you can see triple speed, and that one will have to wait until that one has actually been placed. It literally takes forever, right? This is just one. There's 9 of these to transport, and just look how long this is, right? It will not move until the other one has been placed. It seems like a very small change, but it costs so much time and really slows down gameplay. Look, this next one will do the same thing. So we have one compy placed in there now. Yep, and this is an actual real world example of what happened to me when I was trying to transport these T-Rexes, but I've ramped it up with compis. So that one has to come all the way back. That one's now going all the way. And now this one's waiting, and it'll do that with every single one. This is triple speed. In terms of Jurassic gameplay on triple speed, this is an eternity. Just look how long this is going to take for 9 of them. We've not even got 2 transported yet. Okay, and bearing in mind, while that's happening, I can't do anything else with my hatchery. Yeah, and on a map like this where there is only realistically enough space for one hatchery if you want to get 5 stars on Jurassic. Look, so that one's just been placed. Transport team moves out of the way, and then this one sets off. It costs so much time. Now I'm going to give you another example as well. Okay, so I've set up an example here on Sandbox in San Diego. This is the very first park I've made for public release. But when you transport groups as well, this is the point I'm making, is that they'll queue up to even get dinosaurs when they are on the ground. And I'm going to use the same example again. I'm going to aim at this point over here and just show you how long just transporting some of these is going to take. So let me round these up and I'll show you what I mean. I'm specifically going for ones which are quite tightly bunched together. And the transport teams don't prioritise the ones on the edge. They'll literally go in the order that you've selected them. Now I know there may be ways to mitigate that, but to the uninitiated or those who don't know, right, this is going to be a big pain. And even though just them picking them up may cost a few, like 5 to 10 seconds at a time, with a big transport operation like that, that can add up to several extra minutes there, just picking them all up. And then you've got for a transport operation like this, if I bunch them all together, just like really close, like so. Okay, I'm going to get them in as close as I actually can. Okay, and this will go excruciatingly slow. Okay, so we're almost there. We're almost there. There we go. Right, triple speed. Right, now in come the transport teams. Look, and some will queue up. So, yes, them smoke effects don't do much for my graphics card. But as you can see, they're queuing up. There's 2 there that were doing nothing. And because there's not enough space for them to place down, look, we've got that one waiting. Look at this, right? And even though they're not meant to clip through each other, I mean, they would still go down because the rotor blades are clipping through each other. What I'm saying is no one was moaning about the way transport teams worked, and this has just slowed everything down. Look, that would be moving at 5 at a time, yeah? And obviously you can see that one was slowed by these 2 taking up its position while picking up. Okay, and they won't start moving until them ones are moved out of the way. So now they're moving. Weirdly enough, that one's blocked by that operation. Now to most players, don't get me wrong, this is probably going to go unnoticed, or it will be noticed, but it'll be like, yeah, okay. But when it comes to speedrunning, I've now had to look into ways of down patching my game. Yes, that does mean I can now play on any update version and use the older mods as well. Yes, new species. So if you want a guide on how to down patch your Jurassic World Evolution 2 on PC, just ask and I'll do my absolute best to make a guide as soon as possible on how to do that. I was also tempted to make a release day video as well, like to play the release day build and just see all the changes. Look at this, look, we have 1 transport team there. Okay, look, they're coming back. Yeah, that's normal, right? But what's this guy doing? Right, now, because the pickup operation over here is blocked, now the one that's being dropped off has stopped over here. Okay, so when it comes to speedrunning especially, this has ruined a load of categories, and I will be honest, I have been back and forth with the moderators for them times about how to fix the leaderboards, and every single solution has one major flaw. Either times need to be archived, or runs need to be thrown together into the same category even though they all use different exploits from different updates, which makes things very unfair to anybody playing on the most recent update. And having to down patch and everything like that is crazy. And obviously if you remember back, way back on the release day build and update 1, you could place numerous attractions without a placement penalty. So you could literally place the same attraction over and over and over again and get the same amount of appeal, rather than the appeal splitting between the attractions as in later updates. So now when it comes to speedrunning, if all categories get put together, the only way to play any speedrun category will be attraction spamming on release day or update 1 builds of the game. which is just going to be not fun. You're not playing the game relatively as intended. Attraction spamming is not fun. It's not. And it'd be the same for every single map. So, I mean, just look at this. I mean, there's one stuck over there. We've got two stuck over there. You can see my frustration with this. Now, like I say, to a casual player, probably not going to be too much of an issue. But, I mean, I can sometimes put in 4 to 5 hours a day, at least, on this game. And you can see how much this is just going to be boring the hell out of me, especially when I'm trying to speedrun. Look at this. Yeah, it's crazy. Now, the best solution I can offer up, I mean, if they don't want the clipping on the helicopters, I mean, the best solution would be, I mean, it's probably going to be a bad example here because I've already got active transport teams, but let's just say, for example, I've got a transport operation of 6 here. Okay, we'll call it 5, okay? We'll call it 5 because you can only have a maximum of 5 transport teams at once. So I choose the release via airlift option, okay? And I place these all close together. I've only got a small enclosure to place them in, for example. Now, the best solution for this would be, well, in my opinion, it'd be just revert the transport teams to how they were. But the best solution would be, instead of them waiting like this, just waiting there, doing nothing, like these are doing right now. There's 3 of them waiting now. Okay, only 2. Would actually to be, instead of them waiting there, fly back with this one, and then wait nearby until that one's ready. Like, it's been implemented very, very badly, this transport team change, look. Why are they waiting there? Why wouldn't they wait closer to where they need to be? They just freeze until their operation is available again. They're still waiting there, look at this. Everyone knows the transport teams are ludicrously slow, and the fact that they're now potentially 2, 3 or 4 times slower under certain circumstances is just ridiculous. You know, I've heard people calling for faster transport teams because they are so slow. This is triple speed, bearing in mind. Normal speed looks like this. Normal speed looks like this. Imagine trying to play the game when you've got a big transport operation like that. Look, there's still all them to go. They're probably going to wake up before they've even been they're all going to wake up before they've even been transported, because the transport team simply can't do it. Okay, so like I say, overall, all these updates, especially update 4, introduce a lot of really good stuff. The lagoon decorations, obviously the new dinosaurs in the DLC pack, loads of bug fixes, loads of other new cool features. But this one thing, just this one thing so far, is the only thing I've had to moan about when it comes to Jurassic World Evolution 2. I'm not talking about missing features, because there's loads of them I could moan about. But when it comes to a change, a fundamental change to gameplay, which was already very slow, excruciatingly slow, as you can see, and then it's been slowed down to a factor of potentially 2, 3 or 4 times. Well, I mean, potentially 5 times if you got the right circumstances where only one transport team could operate. You're doing this 5 times slower, when in fact it needs to be sped up. From the way it used to work, it needed speeding up. So, yeah, please Frontier, fix this, and I'll be very, very happy. Just revert the transport teams to how they were before. For the odd times that they clipped through each other, no one even noticed. I've never heard anybody complain about that. Not once, not ever. Yeah, no one was moaning about that. It's not an issue. And I mean, they still will clip through each other with this new change. Like, if they fly through each other, and as we saw earlier, they can still get quite close. It hasn't fixed anything. It really hasn't. Nothing's been fundamentally fixed. They still will clip through each other on certain occasions, and now look at the slowness of this. I'm on 1 speed, just to really show how slow this is, and you can probably hear the the kind of exasperation in my voice. There we go. There's word of the day. I think that's about enough. You know, I'm not going to go on about this for much longer. But in the meantime, yeah, just want to thank you all for your continued support. If you've not subscribed to the channel already, please do. It is the end of video bit, you know. But thank you all for watching. And I hope someone from Frontier sees this. and implements a change to the transport teams, please revert them back to how there was before. You don't need to change them any other way, you know. People were calling for faster transport teams, and you've slowed them down. That is the moral of this video. That is the story that I'm putting forwards, okay? So like I say, thank you all. I hope you all have a great day. Stay safe, much love, and I'll hopefully catch you all in the next video. Okay, so have fun playing the game, and I'll catch you all very soon. Like I say, if you want to see the down patch video, please let me know in the comments, and I'll make that as soon as possible. I'm a bit busy for the next few days, but I'll make it as soon as possible. Yeah, in the meantime, much love. Bye-bye. All the best. Take it easy. See ya.